name is Lefty, and today I'll be your host. The gift of sound is amazing. One can hear the beautiful birds chirping in the morning, the sugar-infested ice cream truck coming down the block, and the familiar sound of the police sirens chasing after my brother Ryder. It wasn't me! The auditory system is a body system that is responsible for the sense of hearing. It is divided into two subsystems. The peripheral auditory system, which is the outer ear, middle ear, and the inner ear. And the central auditory system, from the cochlear nucleus up to the primary auditory cortex. And here is my friends to further explain the rest of the ear and auditory system.
Major organ of your sensory system is the human ear is the major organ of the sensory system, also called audioception. The ear is designed in such a way that it captures the maximum auditory stimuli from the atmosphere and transfers them to the brain for translating into hearing responses. Why is your system better than the other sensory systems? Well, for me, and as a fact, the ear is an organ that supplies two major functions, balance and hearing. Balance is a key function of the ear. There are two types of balance, which are static and dynamic balance. Static balance allows a person to perceive gravity. Dynamic balance allows a person to sense acceleration. Sound waves advance through the outer ear, then adjusted by the middle ear, to then be broadcasted to the vestibulocular nerve in the inner ear. This information is transmitted to the temporal lobe of the brain to be registered as sound, and this process is known as hearing.
Two diseases of the auditory system that could cause deafness are otocorosis and acoustic neuroma. Otocorosis is abnormal bone growth in the ear. Often this disease is genetic and lead to gradual hearing loss. Symptoms of otocorosis are dizziness, ringing in one or both ears, and gradual deafness. The abnormal growth of bone in the inner ear interferes with the movement of the bones, which makes it difficult for sound waves to be transmitted. Second disease, acoustic neuroma, is a rare disease involving a non-cancerous tumor growing directly under nerve responsible for hearing and balance. Symptoms typically include hearing loss, a feeling of fullness in one ear, dizziness, loss of balance, or even facial numbness. Acoustic neuroma is caused by regular exposure to loud noise or radiation in the facial area. The tumor grows on the acranial nerve. In some severe cases, brain surgery is required to remove the tumor.
Two animals that have phenomenal hearing capabilities are moths and bats. The Galeria melanella, or better known as the greater wax moth, is a species of moth that has an incredible hearing range. It has the ability to hear the highest known sound frequency, which is at about 300 kilohertz. To compare, the human ear can only hear sounds as high as 20 kilohertz. That is a difference of 280 kilohertz. I wonder what these moths can hear. The next animal that has incredible hearing abilities is bats. Everyone knows the adage, blind as a bat, but understanding how they navigate can prove otherwise. They use a technique called echolocation, the use of sonar with physical adaptations. Using echolocation allows bats to see with sound. When using echolocation, most bats tend to use their larynx, or voice box, to produce the sound waves. Other species, however, click their tongues in order to produce the sound. When producing sound waves, bats usually emit the sound through their mouth, but the horseshoe bat and the old world leaf-nosed bat use their noses. Some of these sounds range from 20 kilohertz to 200 kilohertz. If we ever hear a clicking bat, it is most likely coming from the spotted bat, as they produce their sounds as low as 20 kilohertz.